Hello, world out there. Or maybe people here in America would understand this more than anyone else, and possibly some people north of us, Canadians or whatever. You know, sometimes in life it's better not to wish for something, because you may receive it and you may find out that the circumstances that follow with it or the repercussions are not worth it, and that you wished you had not gotten what you wished for, or to not seek something because you don't know what the aftermath might be of what you seek in life. What I'm going to touch base on right now is women have basically resigned themselves to living a life of hell in the United States of America. And where women or men are concerned, they have resigned themselves to another form of being a victim of the elite and being enslaved to give others free money and or go to jail, which it would be the equivalent of old England debtor's prison. Okay, let's start out with you women. When you turn age 18 these days, your own mother, your peers around you that you still know from high school, aunts, uncles, they're going to tell you, dear, you need to go to college, you need to get a college degree, you need to think about what you're going to do with your life, you know, because these days, you know, a girl like you has to learn to be independent, because you can't count on a man, and you don't want him to have control over you. You want to be able to be your own independent individual. Okay, so she's going to receive that pressure, and that pressure's not going to ease up. It's even going to start with her own mother, because it's not likely these days a mother is going to say, honey, find the right man, and you two of you get married, buy a house, and that man will treat you right. No, that would have been that mom that had my generation in the mid-1950s, not the mom of today. Alright, now, so what's going to happen? Okay, you're an 18-year-old female. To me, that's a girl, you know. You're going to start going to college, of course. Alright, hopefully you don't start smoking cigarettes like I do. Alright, now, this could be, you could get your scholarship, or maybe a college loan, okay. Irregardless, you're going to be going to college, okay. This is going to have to involve a car. Unless your parents or whomever just sends you there and you live there, but then that would be kind of like being in prison, right? So you'd probably eventually want to get an outside job or coerce your parents. I need a car. Okay. This time there's going to be a payment. And even if your parents pay cash for the car, then there's going to be auto repairs and upkeep, registration, insurance. Okay, so you're going to have to get a job on the side plus go to college. Alright, now how long are you going to go to college? You might become a lawyer, a judge, you might become a doctor. Okay, but irregardless, let's say you become that lawyer or that doctor. Alright, you're going to have to pay mortgage, a tremendous mortgage. The payment on a full-size, decent vehicle these days is going to be about $750 a month, or you can get a piece of crap for $400 a month, like a Kia or something. But still, you're going to have those payments. And then here we go. Liability insurance, comprehensive, collision. Okay, that's going to cost you at least $150 a month, probably more for the younger generation, more than likely. Okay. Then you figure whether you get married or rent yourself an apartment, even if there's a roommate involved, if you rent the apartment, alright, then you might need to buy some furniture or a refrigerator. Okay, you're going to have to establish credit, and this means credit cards, okay? The average interest rate on a credit card today is 17 to 24%. So that means if I charged on a credit card right now, and it had a middle figure of 17 to 25%, let's say 20%, and I charged $500 on that credit card to buy a couch and a love seat and, something in that order. Alright, in 1 month, the interest is another 100, 5 times 20, another 100 would be due on top of the 500, which would make it $600. So my payment per month would have to exceed that $100 a month interest. And it would have to be before the first month's payment would be due. Okay, this is just giving you an idea of life and how things work. Alright, and then you're going to go through life. You're always going to have to be fucking around with getting some clunker car fix or payments on some new car or payments on some used car, plus paying the insurance, paying rent. So, in other words, how in the hell are you free? How are you free and how are you independent? You're not independent at all. You're owned by elite rich people that run America. You're owned by those rich people. It's like you have to go to work and be our slave every day to pay us rent, us car payments, to pay us back on our credit cards or credit that you've accumulated, accrued, or whatever. So how is that freedom and more rights? No, girls, you have less rights, because now the elite rich, they own you and you are their slave. And then you're going to have to put up with crap from co-workers, things an employer that you have to do. Plus there's no unions today. Reagan killed that, a crazy old movie star that was a president back in the early 80s. Okay. So you're a slave and you're owned by the elite. You're not a free person, you're a used person. Now let me tell you on the flip side, what you young women have been taught by other females and feminists, you have been taught, you have lifted yourself above what the woman was in the 50s and 60s. No, you haven't. You put yourself under her feet. Because I was born in 1956. And I remember when I was a little boy, I have a good memory. All the men, okay, I lived in a house here in Houston, Texas, 3-bedroom, 1,000 square foot, single family home. And all the houses down that street block and the other streets that adjoin were your single family homes ranging from 800 square foot to 1,200 square foot. They were all about the same. They had a single car driveway. Most women, when I was a 6-year-old boy in 1962, they had a car there there were two cars. The husband had a car and the woman had a car. Generally, the man would park his out on the street because he would have to leave before his wife got up, which tells you another thing. Those women back then were able to sleep late. Because I remember as a little boy, all those women up and down those street blocks, I could even go walking or get on my bicycle. And this went on as late as 1968, even, to where those women weren't queens of their home. They were the king of their home, and they were totally independent, and they were totally free. You can bet your ass on it. Because they could go to the grocery store anytime they wanted, they could go to the beauty parlor they wanted, or they could just go window shop. And most of them did that every stinking day. And you're talking about a lower income families. Because my dad was a postal letter carrier. Hell, he made more than most men. Because that job back then paid more than your average. You know, being a postal letter carrier. But, so that wasn't a high income area. And those women could do anything they want. They were king of those houses. Because they could tell their kids what to do. When their husbands came home, all of their husbands, take your shoes off, don't come walk on my floors that I've polished. The men did what the women said back then. I know, because I lived it. I'm living proof. I'm speaking from memory. So, you women have been fooled by the elite rich to believe you've got freedom when actually your freedom was ripped right out from under you. You people are money slaves. You women are money slaves these days. You're not free and you're not independent. Because stop working and see what happens. You're not independent. You know, you have to do what others want you to do. You're now what men were, let's say 50, 60 years ago. You got in the saddle. You wanted in the helm. Hell, one of us men could have told you that's not what freedom and happiness is. See, a man had to do it. He accepted it as a way of life. Y'all wanted to become one of us men, and now your life isn't your own anymore. You can't call your own shots. You know, because, you know, like in the neighborhood I'm living in right now, I'm retired. I get up, these women, I can do what I want. They have to get in their vehicles and back out of their driveways. They have no choice. So how in the hell are they free? No, they're not. A person that doesn't have to work is free. A person that has to work is not free, because they're having to do what other people want them to do. Now for you guys out there these days, don't take women out to eat. You don't owe them anything. They wanted to become as us guys. Hey, they wanted this, let them have it. And then they went on top of that and they decided to rub it in our faces, okay? So, I mean, let them keep it. Let them be independent. Because if we're so independent, why do they need for us to buy them meals or buy them drinks? Also, guys, don't go out to clubs. Don't do this shit anymore. Because, see, you're playing in that female's ballpark. She gets to call the shots. Because if you won't buy her a drink, all she has to do is wait, and another dupest idiot guy, he's going to buy her a drink. See, hoping he'll get some off of her, some sex from her. And so, see, you're playing on her side of the fence, the side of the fence of the feminist. She's going to win that game because there's too many dumbass guys out there. But this is food for thought. I mean, guys, you know, women, think about what I've said, or you can ignore reality and not listen to me. Fine, suit yourself. Another thing for you men, I would suggest don't get married, because all that's going to happen, it's inevitable. Her family, her associates at work, even a lawyer, that will contact her. That's illegal, but it happens all the time anyway. They're going to train her of how you get vagina money out of men, child support, and she will file assault on you, and you will be forced to move out of your house, of course, if there's one. If you live in an apartment, you'll be forced to move out. Plus, you'll have to pay her, even during the divorce, temporary support, as they call it. Which it's still, alimony, vagina money, whatever. And then you're going to have to pay her, you have to be her free babysitter 2 times a month for your kids, where you're being her free babysitter, and the child support money is actually so that she can pay her new car payment or her apartment rent and have sex with other men. As to where you're being made a fool of. You're the sucker, you're being humiliated, your very existence. And then, of course, the so-called law, they're going to support that, and they'll even humiliate you more and put your ass in jail. If you don't get out and work so she can have sex with others. These are realities, I'm telling you people. Quit believing what you've been taught on media and what you're reading in books or just people that bullshit in general, and focus and look at reality. I'm not a negative person at all. I'm very happy. I'm a very happy person. But I'm a realistic person. I don't live in a delusion. I see things for what they actually are. But anyway, have a great day, great night, evening, whatever. Later, folks.